Uranium miners worked in underground mines, digging out uranium ore. This occurred in places such as Uranium, Colorado. The work took place during the 1950s and 1960s. One company involved in this type of work was the Union Carbide Corporation. The conditions the miners faced were harsh. They were exposed to high levels of radiation, including radon gas and uranium dust. Often, no protective gear or safety measures were provided. The miners worked long hours in these difficult conditions. A significant health consequence of this work was the development of lung cancer due to radiation exposure. Miners also suffered from other health problems, including kidney disease and bone cancer. They faced discrimination and isolation because of their illnesses. Despite these challenges, some miners became advocates for their rights. They testified before Congress about the dangers of uranium mining. Their efforts helped to establish the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. This act provided financial compensation to uranium miners who developed cancer. Their stories raised awareness about the hazards of uranium mining. Their work led to improved safety regulations and compensation for uranium miners. It also contributed to the understanding of the long-term health effects of radiation exposure. Uranium mining is dangerous work. It needs careful regulations. The long-term effects of radiation exposure are a major concern. Worker safety should be a high priority. Compensation is important for those who become ill. This includes lung cancer, kidney disease, and bone cancer. Advocacy is crucial to protect workers' rights. The Radiation Exposure Compensation Act is a result of this. Mining conditions must be improved. Protective gear must be provided. Radiation levels need to be monitored. Radon gas and uranium dust are serious hazards. Understanding these risks is important for preventing future harm. Miners deserve fair treatment and support. Their contributions should be recognized. The health effects of radiation exposure can be devastating. Early detection and treatment are essential. Research is needed to better understand these effects. Regulations must be enforced to ensure worker safety. Companies have a responsibility to protect their employees. Governments must provide oversight and support. The legacy of uranium mining includes both risks and advancements. Lessons learned can help improve safety in other industries. Education is key to preventing future tragedies. Workers need to be informed about the hazards they face. They also need to know their rights and how to access support. Continuous improvement is necessary to create a safer working environment. This includes ongoing monitoring, training, and evaluation. Collaboration between workers, companies, and governments is essential. By working together, it is possible to minimize risks and protect the health of workers. Uranium mining is just one example of the many industries that pose risks to worker health. It is important to learn from these experiences and apply them to other sectors. The goal should be to create a culture of safety and prevention in all workplaces. This requires a commitment from everyone involved, from the top down. Workers must be empowered to speak up about safety concerns. Companies must be willing to invest in safety measures. Governments must provide the necessary regulations and oversight. By prioritizing worker health and safety, it is possible to create a more just and equitable society. Uranium mining is a complex issue with significant social, economic, and environmental implications. It is important to consider all of these factors when making decisions about the industry. The benefits of uranium mining must be weighed against the risks to worker health and the environment. Sustainable practices should be adopted to minimize the negative impacts. This includes responsible mining techniques, waste management, and reclamation efforts. Transparency and public participation are essential to ensure that these decisions are made in a fair and accountable manner. The history of uranium mining provides valuable lessons about the importance of protecting worker health and the environment. It is a reminder that progress should not come at the expense of human well-being or the health of the planet. By learning from the past, it is possible to create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Uranium miners faced unique challenges. They were exposed to radiation. They often lacked protective gear. Their health suffered. They deserve recognition and compensation. Their stories should be remembered. Their legacy should inspire us to do better. We must protect workers from hazardous exposures. We must ensure they have access to compensation and support. We must create a safer and healthier workplace for all. The experiences of uranium miners highlight the importance of ethical considerations in the workplace. Companies must prioritize the well-being of their employees, even when it affects the bottom line. Governments must ensure that companies are held accountable for their actions. Workers must have a voice in decisions that affect their health and safety. By embracing ethical principles, we can create a more just and sustainable economy. Uranium mining also raises questions about environmental justice. Communities that are located near uranium mines often bear a disproportionate burden of the negative impacts. These communities may be exposed to radiation, contaminated water, and other environmental hazards. It is important to address these environmental injustices and ensure that all communities have access to a clean and healthy environment. This requires a commitment to environmental protection, community engagement, and equitable distribution of resources. The story of uranium miners is a reminder of the human cost of progress. It is a call to action to create a world where workers are valued, their health is protected, and the environment is respected. By working together, we can create a more just and sustainable future for all.